Welcome
to another episode of
Razor and Mac.
React.
Hey,
We
you
outside
already know how
again.
we do it. You already know how we do. Today, what we gonna react to?
This Shedeur Sanders draft.
Controversy.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
Super viral moment right now.
And I got something to say. I'm curious of what you got to say.
Well, I'm not gonna say nothing too crazy. Not today.
Uncle
not
Mac
today.
ain't gonna come.
Maybe
It's
not.
a little early right now. He ain't been drinking that much. Uncle Mac ain't come out yet, y'all. But we gonna see. So we got some videos for y'all.
Just before we get to the videos, just give us a little taste of how you
I'm gonna
feel.
give you a quick one.
Quick one. Go ahead.
Nigga, you better get in line and shut up. I don't want to hear none of that shit. You gonna go where we tell you to go.
Hey, boy, listen up. You and your family are not going to dictate what goes on here in the NFL.
We are the real slave owners.
The National Football League. It's not going to happen.
We own you, boys.
We let Eli do it already.
Because he's part of us.
He had the right complexion. You, boy.
He said the white is the right.
You, boy, you don't have that.
You think you gonna come in like your daddy came in with a Jerry curl? You must be out your mind.
You must be out your rabbit, your rabbit ass mind, your goat smelling ass mind.
Hold up. And you know what else?
What
It could be another. It's a double-edged sword. More viewership for the second, third, fourth, and fifth round. Who watches the second, third, fourth, and fifth round? Who was watching the second, third?
I don't even watch none of that no more.
Man, but people.
But I used to when I used to watch the draft. I used to watch the
first and second, maybe.
First and second.
That's it.
First and second. After that, it's over.
Who watching the third, fourth, and fifth?
None of that.
So basically, they got so many viewers off of doing that. Oh, well, that's something to think about. I really think that could have happened, bro. And it's a money-making business.
Yeah.
Guess how many viewers they got? I was almost tuned in. I was on my phone, just, typing in.
Yeah, for real,
like, when he gonna get drafted? He ain't ready yet, goddamn.
And I haven't watched the draft in some years, bro. I ain't probably at least 4 or 5 years.
And I was tuned in.
I wasn't watching it, but I was trying to make sure I was up to date, at least on what
I was following when he was gonna get drafted.
Yeah.
So that could have played a part also.
Yeah, hey, I didn't think about that. Think about it.
But I don't think so in a sense because I think that's one of the teams. Remember, Dion was like, I ain't let my son go nowhere.
They was like, boy, listen here.
You gonna go where we want you to go.
You're not gonna go there?
Where they sitting them? The Cleveland, the worst football team in history.
Yeah.
Who's worse than Cleveland? Can you name a team that's worse than Cleveland in the NFL that, like, track record wise? Think about it. I want to see if there's anybody worse than them. Where has Cleveland ever been good? Thank you. You can't even think about it. That's a damn shame. All the other teams, I guarantee you can find a time when they were good.
Jim Brown?
That was before us. We was born. You can't count that. I'm not counting that. Shit. Did they win a championship? That's the question.
I know. More than likely.
More than likely, I'm pretty sure not.
Well, let's go ahead and get to the video. I know we've been rambling and just talking on it.
Hey, that was good.
That was good.
That was some good. That was good text.
That was some good content right there.
That was good.
That was good.
That was good.
So let's go ahead and get to this.
Let's get to the video.
Shedeur winning the fifth round.
Fifth round is crazy.
144th pick. That's crazy.
But Brady went. Brady went. I think 6'7".
He gonna be able to get in heaven though. Ain't it 144,000?
What?
Hey, that's a sign.
That's a sign. 144.
144.
You get in there, and you know what? Ain't no pressure on him now. No pressure.
No pressure. Yeah,
because
he only go up.
Yes, because now you're a fifth round pick.
The Lord looking out for him.
Yeah, you're right.
Cleveland Browns select Shedeur Sanders.
Fifth round.
Hey, thank you for Browns organization for giving me a chance. That's all I need.
He said that's all he needs is a chance.
He needed a chance. Fifth round. No pressure.
He gonna prove to the NFL and all the other 31 teams
that he's a good quarterback.
Yeah, I can tell you this: they didn't like his arrogance, I guess, because it's one of the GMs or
no, he said it was an assistant coach.
That's what it was. Assistant coach said he made it feel small. Well, you assistant coach.
Look who you are, assistant coach. You like a stepdaddy ass nigga. What wrong with you? Assistant coach ain't even a coach. You assisted.
Yeah.
You go get the coffee. Go get me coffee with extra cream.
Yeah. How another grown man make you feel small?
Man, listen.
I guess people could make me feel small because I'm small. You know what I'm saying?
You're just
That's
short.
If I'm standing in front of a 6'6" ass nigga and I gotta look up like this.
I'm small in front of a 6'6" ass motherfucker.
I'm saying though,
Shit.
he ain't gotta look up as much as me though.
I gotta look up 6 inches, goddamn it. Hey, what's up, man?
Or even a 6 foot ass. Look,
Yeah,
like,
6 foot.
you
Yeah,
know,
you still gotta look up a little bit.
That's the plan. If that's not what you're trying to do, don't get me. If you ain't trying to change the franchise or the culture, don't get me. So you should know history repeats itself over and over and over. And I've done it over and over and over. So it should be no question why an NFL franchise should pick me.
I mean, that's not arrogant. That's confident,
but
bro.
to the NFL owners,
Bro, that's
and
confident, bro.
You know, they don't like that. You know, you can't be too arrogant.
Bro, it was confidence.
But they take it as arrogance. Arrogance is confidence to a certain extent.
Is it?
Shedeur Sanders coming in hot at the NFL Combine. This was at the NFL Combine. The last video was at the Combine too.
Yeah.
So don't think it was recently.
Yeah, it was before.
It was before
he got
the
drafted.
draft.
Got you.
When
Press
people say
conference.
I'm not, one of the top quarterbacks or the top quarterback, is what are y'all going based off of? Because I did it year after year after year, and you see the progression. So it's like, obviously, it got to be some type of external hate
ain't
that you
telling
have
no
for
lie.
the family, for the last
Nah, he
name,
not.
for anything, because I know I proved myself on the field.
Yeah, he ain't telling no lie, bro.
I mean,
that's not arrogant.
And you can look at his play on the field, man, and you can see that he's a good quarterback. At least good enough to be on an NFL team.
Yeah.
But good enough to go before the 5th round. Bro, he should have been first or second. Straight up.
But like I said earlier, we was locked in. You had NFL players getting on, giving their take, saying they don't know what happened. They say they never saw anything like this.
Yeah, never
Ever.
seen it. And ex-NFL players. Matter of fact, we're going to see Ocho and
Ocho
Shannon
Cinco, here you
Sharp.
go. What he saying?
Who's in the controversy itself, Shannon Sharp, but
We'll talk about
Obviously,
that.
I
We'll
only
talk about
played
that.
a short time, but I've been around long enough to know. Obviously, the 11, 12 years I did play, and all the time I've been retired and enjoying the game and watching it from afar and understanding how good players are, regardless of what scouts may say. The eye in the sky doesn't lie. I watched Shedeur play from high school to college at Jackson State to what he was able to do at Colorado. I want everybody to understand that you'll never be bigger than the program no matter who you are. And they will show you, they will always remind you at any given time, if at any point you think you are bigger than the program. And that is all that's all we're seeing right now.
We said
anyway,
that.
I got something today I really want to read. Chad, I want you to listen to me real quick. I'm not here to stir up. I'm happy for everybody that got drafted. I want you to listen to something that was sent to me on Instagram. Chad, y'all stay with me real quick and just listen to me very, very closely. What we are witnessing once again is the machinery of a system that has never quite known what to do with a free black man, much less than a free black family. The NFL, with all its pageantry and power, finds itself uncomfortable, even threatened, when the likes of the Sanders family walk into a room, not asking for a seat at the table, but daring to bring their own.
demanding.
Deion Shedeur, this family has refused to shrink to fit the confines laid out for them. And so the machine does what it has always done. It seeks to diminish, to distort, to remind them and us that there is still a place for black folk.
Wow.
It is not at the head of the table. But the tragedy, you see, is not in their refusal to bow, but is in the nation's fear of black excellence unchained. The fear that has always been the real danger, not the power of our stride, but the shadow we cast when we stand upright, unafraid, and unapologetically ourselves.
Dang, you preaching.
You feel that right there, boy. I felt
Well,
that
that boy was preaching.
Yeah.
Like for real, bro. He was preaching for real, bro.
Hey, but we said that at the beginning.
Yeah, dog.
Boy,
Hey,
listen here, boy. Listen here.
what Jay-Z said?
You don't know your place.
What Jay-Z said? You still a nigga.
It's a
That's how they look at you. But what you need to do, this is what I wanted to say. This is what I wanted to say. Since he said that, why don't you guys, I don't know, they might come get me in my sleep. Put your bread together, start your own, boy. Get a big piece of land, build a stadium, and start your own. And you have all your games in one stadium and then build from there. And guess what? Who ain't gonna be making no bread? Because guess who's the majority in the NFL and NBA? It ain't just NFL. NFL, it's the NBA too. But you know, that's why they doing the big three. How they be doing? They trying to slow it down, but that shit getting bigger and bigger every year.
Yeah, they can't stop greatness.
They can't stop it.
But we're gonna see how we've been playing with Shedeur too.
What did they do?
Prank called him. I know you seen
I
the boys out there
did
prank
see
calling
that.
them, trying to get their 15 minutes of fame. I wonder if they're gonna have some interviews with them boys, or they gonna have at least one interview.
They had to send an apology.
Oh,
they found out who it was.
Of course, they videotaped
It was Atlanta Falcons defensive coordinator or coach, assistant coach, son. Saw it on the emails. Bull crap, bro. I don't hear that. They got add a scapegoat. They made it a scapegoat. They leaked it.
Yeah.
And they tried to make them look bad.
Yeah.
But we're gonna watch that video with the prank call that they gave him.
Good, how are you, man?
Good, been waiting on you.
Yeah, we have. It's been a long wait, man.
No, for sure.
We're gonna take you with our next pick right here, man.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Let's be legendary.
But you're gonna have to wait a little bit longer, man.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Oh my God.
Man, he just got trolls, bro. They tripping now, man. Now I'm getting crashed out, bro.
Nobody got that number but coaches, strictly for that reason.
Oh.
Because he knew people was gonna be playing with him.
Dang, bro. That's messed up, dog.
Yeah, trolls. This world
Yeah,
full of trolls, boy.
dog. First off, this dude, you ain't hear him on the voice, his voice. He ain't sound like no coach. Sound like a kid. And then hold on,
he did sound like a kid.
They went into Shedeur and said, "Let's be legendary." He was like, "Yeah, well, you gotta wait a little longer."
Wait a little longer.
What?
That's what he knew that it was.
That's yeah. And then that's what his brother was like. They trolled you.
You don't
man.
play with nobody like that.
Yeah,
Like, that's
not
the
on
biggest
that
of his
day
life.
like that, man.
So far in his life, that's the biggest day.
But
of
you
his
got
life.
they out here. You can't. You know what? I don't even think you can say troll online.
What?
No, bro, they will bang. They're not bang you.
Online.
No. Like, say for instance, somebody comment in your thing, and you call them a troll. They will say this against our.
Man, this world's full of sensitive motherfuckers, boy. I swear.
No, but you can say other
Little
stuff.
fairies.
It's ways of going around. You can say stuff, but you got to know how to
Why
say
should
it.
you have to go around troll?
You got to say it a certain way. You got to just be nice and say it in a different way. You can't say troll. You got to be like. You got to say, school must have been really hard for you when you were a kid. You see how that sounds? But see, I didn't say it was a troll. You were picked on in school, and now look at you now, and you're trying to pick on somebody online. You're a typewriter.
Extra words instead of just saying you a troll.
Yeah. You have to. You can't call.
Man.
They will get you banned. It's I don't know why, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy. Just like you can't say the M word, and you can't
Little people.
you can't say little people, and you can't say the R word. 2 R words.
Slow.
And grapes. Can't say those on you gotta watch what you say. It is what it is. You gotta watch what you say out here.
This world.
All right, so we're gonna watch
fairies. We live in a fairy world.
Yeah, we do. We're gonna watch the other end.
The other end, of the other prank call.
The prank call. That's crazy. You don't think they was gonna know who you are? They was gonna find out?
What? You recording yourself?
Yes.
You know, young dummies do. Record themselves doing.
Hey, is this Shedeur? This is Mickey Loomis here, the GM of the New Orleans Saints. How you doing? This is Mickey Loomis here, GM of the Saints.
How you doing?
Good, how are you, man?
Good, been waiting on you.
Yeah, we have. It's been a long wait, man. We're gonna take you with our next pick right here, man.
Let's be legendary.
But you're gonna have to wait a little bit longer, man. Sorry about that.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
Bro,
Come on,
dog.
man.
That's crazy, man.
I understand. Yeah, they pranking and having
Yeah,
fun.
but my
come
thing
on,
is
bro.
that never happened in the history of
We're in a different age.
NFL, bro.
in a
And these
different
guys are pranking.
Yeah.
You see how I changed it?
Yeah.
I ain't want to say
You got a
troll,
white
dog.
ball? That's crazy.
That's crazy, bro.
Do I have to bleep that out?
Nah, you good.
Yeah.
Because no one's you're not talking to nobody.
Okay.
Like, say if somebody comment on your thing, you call them, "You're a troll."
Yeah.
If you say that, oh yeah,
It's over.
you're
Demonetized.
demonetized for calling them a troll.
Oh, this world
Like,
crazy, bro.
That's crazy, bro.
I just say the biggest thing for us, we live by our board.
Liar.
We felt like he was a good, solid prospect at the most important position. We felt like it got to a point where he was probably mispriced, relative to the draft. Right, the acquisition cost was pretty light, and It's a guy that we think can outproduce his draft slot. So I wouldn't say it's any more than that. Obviously Shedeur has kind of grown up in the spotlight, but our expectation is for him to come in here and work and compete. Nothing's been promised. Nothing will be given. So I may hesitate to characterize it as a blockbuster. That's not necessarily how we thought of the transaction, but we are excited to work with him.
I bet you are excited, especially for the price you got him.
5th round.
Bruh, that's a steal.
They stole
That's
that.
like
stole that.
clearance, that's like 75% off.
That's like, yes, pretty much.
80% off.
But he really don't need the money though.
Yeah, he don't need the money. That's why they did it
That's
too.
why
They
they
like,
did it.
you don't need the money, boy. Your
Yeah.
dad's Deion Sanders.
We'll get you. And we're
We
gonna,
had enough of you guys.
and then we're gonna send you to Cleveland.
Yeah.
Where your dad said he's not gonna let you go.
They don't want Deion up in there anyway. That's
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
But Deion,
But-
I ain't gonna lie, he looks stressed out too.
Yeah,
bro.
but it's like,
That's
since
his
when
dad. Your dad is not.
has your dad trying to look out for your best interest been a bad thing?
I don't know. It's, for us, they magnify it. Like the Ball brothers.
Yeah.
They magnified that one. They magnified this.
That's why you just keep with it and stay and be even stronger.
Exactly.
And throw it in their face.
Exactly.
I don't understand it, but I mean, it ain't. I guess it ain't for us to understand.
Well, we know what's going on. We know what the play is.
But now
We're gonna watch this dude.
you only got your boy,
I don't even know who he is. Who is he? Can I-
Mr. Let Go.
How long this
For
video
all
is?
of y'all saying that the NFL is racist and they're the reason why Shedeur Sanders dropped to the 5th round, here's what actually happened. His own father is the reason why Shedeur Sanders dropped to the 5th round. Coach Prime is on camera saying multiple times that he doesn't want certain teams to draft his son.
A couple teams that I won't allow him to play for.
Whoa.
This is my profession. I know what's behind the curtain. We ain't got to get back there for me to understand what's not prominent for my son. I'm not doing it.
Second thing is there's only a certain amount of teams that need a quarterback. So it's probably like 5 other teams that could have or wanted to draft Shedeur Sanders. But Deion Sanders told them, you can't draft my son. Because of this, the Cleveland Browns was probably the only team that wanted to draft him and could draft him. Since no other NFL team was going to draft Shedeur, why take him in the 1st round? So because of what Deion Sanders did, the Cleveland Browns was able to just sit back for 5 rounds until he dropped. So because of his own dad, Shedeur Sanders is probably only going to make $1 million a year versus $10 to $15 million a year. Because if he wouldn't have said what he said to the NFL, Cleveland would have had to take him early in fear that somebody else was going to take him.
All right, I thought I was gonna rip him apart. He made sense. All right, he made sense. He made sense. I was about to get on him.
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna say some craziness, but he made sense what he said. I agree.
Do you agree?
I agree.
Okay. Oh,
You see, I don't go against everybody.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna rip him out because he looked real. And I just want something. I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to get on you. But he made sense. He had a good point, and that's what they did.
Yeah.
No other team wanted him because the other teams that wanted him, basically Deion was like, no, you ain't going there. That's exactly what happened. I agree.
And they didn't want Deion, all up in their
well,
facility
they didn't know. They didn't even
trying
want.
to-
Deion told him, don't draft him. So they weren't going to draft him.
Yeah.
Deion got pulled like that. So that's what happened. But like Shedeur said, it don't matter the pick. Brady went, 6th, 7th round?
6th round.
199.
199.
Almost 200.
And look,
So the pick don't matter.
It don't mean nothing.
And ain't no pressure on him. Now he can sit back behind somebody else. Because
They got Joe Flacco starting.
trash. Trash.
They got
No, you know what? Time out.
Deshaun Watson who tore his
Okay.
Achilles.
Not trash. Old.
Old.
He need to retire.
In the playoffs, in
He's
the
old,
Super Bowl,
bro.
he
He's
was,
old.
He was a game manager.
Yeah, he had a defense.
Yeah,
What?
For real out the ad. Boy.
Yeah, he had Ray Lewis and all
super
that. Get out of here, man.
Yeah.
No, he ain't that.
yeah.
He ain't that dude. He shouldn't even be playing right now. He needs to. He's gonna be
He better than what they had.
But it's perfect for Shedeur because now he can kind of like give
But
him
he's
a little
gonna be
game.
behind the Oregon quarterback too.
Nah, that Oregon quarterback ain't
Right
that
now, as of now.
Well, yeah, because
But
they
he's
picked
gonna
him-
work his.
they
but
picked
he's
him
gonna work
first.
his way.
Yeah, they
But
picked him
look,
first.
he not gonna get as much of his reps either.
He don't need to. I sit back.
He ain't gonna get that
I
many
collect
reps.
my hot little 1 million.
Nah, but you can't really because he's not guaranteed a spot as a 5th rounder.
He's gonna
The
get
5th
it.
rounders usually get.
Bruh, he was one of the best quarterbacks in
Yeah, he
college
was.
last
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
I don't want to hear all that.
I
If-
wouldn't have minded if Miami picked him up.
Me
They should have
either.
picked him
You
up.
know who we picked up?
I don't even care about who
We
Miami
picked
because they
up-
always pick out some trash.
We picked up the
Half the
quarterback
time.
from Texas, Ewer.
Yeah, Ewers, yeah.
That boy's, I mean, I ain't gonna say he trash. I ain't gonna say he trash. I just didn't like, I don't like, it feel like those kind of quarterbacks, they're like you can be the quarterback type. You know what I'm saying? No, man, you ain't just gonna be just my quarterback just because your dad or your people got bread and they probably would put money in. That's how it go in
That's
those
how
games.
they probably feel about Dion though. And Shedeur.
Nah, man, Dion and
Shedeur proved this. He proved
bro,
it.
they went from Jackson State, made it from nothing to a winning team.
Yeah.
Then went to Colorado. Colorado, you know how much games they won before he went there?
Like what? One. They one game. Yeah.
One freaking game. Then they won like I think 4 or 5 or 6 maybe. I don't know. I think it was 4 or 5 or 6. It don't matter. It was an improvement.
Yeah.
And then the next year they won 9. So you see the progression.
And Shedeur had some good stats, man. And he played well.
Come on, man.
In most of them games, he played very well.
Come on, man. The man can play quarterback.
Yeah, he can.
Only thing about him,
his arm strength.
That's it.
He have a little bit better arm strength.
He ain't had that gun like Cam. Cam got a gun. Cam be just
yeah.
I be like, dang, throw that ball.
Yeah.
What's name got an arm, but it's not like Cam. That's
so
it.
where you think Shedeur will be on the depth chart after preseason and all that?
Ooh, that's a good question. They gonna start Flacco. They're gonna start Flacco. Watson gone.
Because
he's gone. He's gone.
He ain't gonna be gone when
he's gone because he got too much going on. He's doing too much. No, he's doing too much. I think he was doing he was doing like TikTok dances while he was out hurt and stuff.
You got Pickett.
Who?
Kenny Pickett.
He's not going. I don't even know.
Pickett? Well, you got Pickett. Whatever the fuck his name is.
I don't even know who he is. No, he's not going to. No, it's going to be Flacco and Shedeur and the other dude going to be fighting. Which I think Shedeur is going to end up winning because Shedeur is just a smart quarterback, man. Other dude got probably a better arm, like harder, like throw it harder, but I don't think he got the decision making.
Look, and he don't have Dion jeans.
Exactly.
He ain't got Dion Sanders jeans.
Matter.
Bruh, them jeans matter.
Jeans matter.
All his life he been a winner, But when he went to Colorado, they
brought him up. They improved every year.
Of course, they had Travis Hunter and a few other, people, on their team. But still.
But not too many. They wasn't stacked. They had no O-line.
No O-line. And he still got them stats.
Got them numbers. So, hey, it is what it is. So, what his name is? Mr. Let Go?
Yeah, Mr. Let Go.
I apologize. I was going to snap on you.
Yeah.
I thought you was going to say something foolish. I ain't watched the video, but I'm glad that I didn't have to snap on you, Mr. Let Go. You had a great point. That was some real stuff you talked about, man.
Yeah. It was good.
Yeah, Curry.
Thank y'all for watching. And Shedeur Sanders, go ahead and show them what they missed out on.
Shine, my brother.
Show the rest of them 31 teams what they missed out on. Show the Cleveland Browns why they drafted you.
Mm-hmm.
And
your first touchdown, I want you to do this. Be like, Razor and Mac react.
Hey. Y'all, thank you for watching.
Yes, sir.
Y'all like, subscribe, hit that notification button.
Share. Comment.
Yeah,
we need all them comments. Y'all haven't been commenting lately.
Engage, man.
Engage with us, man.
So we can get more in the algorithm.
Yeah, get us
so y'all can see more of Razor and Mac Reacts. And to the Razor and Mac React family, we got a little. I think we got enough.
We got a little family now.
I think we got enough subscribers to say we got a little family.
We got a little family that watches.
And we all about family.
Yes, we are. We are. So
to the Razor and Mac Reacts family, thank y'all for watching. Till next time.
Peace.